let's continue here with a little brief talk about what was happening here. Now, I'm not sure on the dates. I'm not good with dates, and I did recently read, last couple of days, the Wikipedia articles around the Franco-Prussian War. But the dates are sort of dates to me are sort of immaterial when I look at history, and it may be sort of strange for a history buff. I look at causes and effects. Okay, and sure, dates put them down. But so what's already happened in the game is Napoleon III has been deposed. Well, that as the conditions for that to happen, that shouldn't have happened yet. Basically, it gets to sort of this kind of point. Was it I forget who the French general was, field marshal or whatever. The main French army gets basically besieged into Metz. Napoleon III, he's the grandson of the famous Napoleon, raises an army, I think along with General McMahon, who we've actually destroyed his command post, and moves to relieve Metz from being surrounded. That doesn't go well. I don't know exactly the status of, exactly where all the positions taken. And so with that army is destroyed. The relief army is destroyed, and Napoleon III is captured by the Prussians. The garrison at Metz is under a different grandnephew? I think you're right. Sorry, P.S. You're right. Because Napoleon II is the daughter with is the son, obviously, but with a Habsburg princess, that's who marries Napoleon. They have a child. He, with the restoration of the Bourbon monarchy, he goes to, or she takes him as a young child to Austria. He grows up into late teens or early 20s and dies. Still in exile, and you're right. I think it is like a grandnephew or something, because there's a bunch of other Napoleon or Bonaparte relatives around. I don't know all of them, and there's still a claimant today that's descended from, if I understand correctly, I don't know if Napoleon III or somebody in the Battle of Sedan resulted in yes, absolutely, and that's where I'm getting to. And so Napoleon III is captured. Metz still has an effective army, and it is surrounded, but it like it's setting up here as a supply garrison. It can supply itself for some time. Well, this triggers the government of national defense. France has become an imperial government prior to this, under Napoleon. This is not yet moving really into like the Third Republic, I think it is. There's so many French republics, I'm not sure if I'm getting the number wrong. But they set up this sort of government without, and it's not earlier there was a put down of a Paris like a radical Paris uprising. But this is more of a consensus group of political leaders coming up with, a government of national defense, as they call it, but it doesn't have like a solid electoral basis. It doesn't have a solid, they weren't voted into office. They don't have a solid either French monarchist or French imperialist, however you want to claim on government. So it's not really a very legitimate government, shall we say, of France. Moltke's captured Napoleon III. Bismarck wants to end this war because they're not there. They want to find it, but they're looking around. It's like, who has the authority to end this war? And so there's no one with this clear authority to end the war. I forget the marshal's name, who's I think it starts with a B. I don't know if I could pronounce it right, even if I was reading it. He's somewhat delusional, I think. He's trying to negotiate with the Prussians to, hey, let us march out of here intact. We're not going to surrender. It's not like marching out with our flags flying and then surrender. No, let us march out. We'll march to the south of France, and then we'll go beat up on these Republicans, because he sees himself as having a political future in imperial France. And so we'll go attack these Republican elements while you sort of occupy the north and whatnot, sort of trying to be a proto-Vichy, if you will, type situation here. The Prussians are having none of it. I don't think they trust the idea that this army, if they let it out, won't turn on them, because, will the army just overthrow its generals and turn around and fight the invaders instead of going and beating up on the people around? Yes, Byzantine, Marshal Byzantine or whatever. Sorry, in command of the field armies. Napoleon III's prestige hinted on the idea that he and his army was invincible in battle. When France got thumped so brutally, it didn't leave him with a lot of credibility. Yeah, P.S. But you see, you already have a real black eye to Napoleon with the Franco-Mexican War, which comes to an end in 1867 with finally with the French withdrawal, and eventually, I talked a bit about it yesterday, execution of Maximilian, the Emperor of Mexico, which I think is a very tragic figure. I think he was, as I said yesterday, a very well-meaning guy, trying to do good for Mexico and really sort of believed in it. But he was tied, well, one, he was a foreign monarch imposed upon the Mexicans, which they didn't appreciate. Benito Juarez was, if he'd actually been more in government, I don't know if he would have been as popular. Sometimes people that are out of government are more popular than people in government, the same person. But Benito Juarez, as a sort of exiled, if you will, leader, is sort of popular. And the Mexican people do not like French occupation policies and how they, handle the counterinsurgency warfare. And so Maximilian is doomed because of all of that, no matter how good of a leader he would have been. Whether he would have been the greatest leader on earth or anything, I'm not saying anything like that. But I don't think he was a terrible person with terrible ideas for Mexico. It's just doomed because of the political realities. So that all plays into, you have to keep that in mind prior to the Franco-Prussian War. And you're definitely right that a lot of his prestige is on that viewpoint. But again, from my reading, it really seemed like Napoleon III is pushed by popular opinion. And it may not be majority popular opinion. It may just be hugely vocal minority, opinion, to go to war with Prussia over a telegram that Bismarck leaks, knowing it would be inflammatory. So this is sort of the situation we find ourselves in here, and that we've, this one, they had, in this game, they had Napoleon going back to Paris and getting deposed, set of conditions, as opposed to recapturing him. But so we have this situation where the last major French conventional army is surrounded. I mean, we're closing in on getting that. But there's no one to conclude a reasonable peace yet with, because this government of national defense isn't wanting to do that, but they don't really control much outside of Paris, in my understanding. So it's like with France often is a chaotic situation. All right, well let's give them their turn. Well, there's I thought we got supply. Well, I guess whatever. Okay, well, they all showed up here on the trains last turn. Now they're going away somewhere else. Okay. Maybe we'll slobber them this next turn. Okay. Well, you know, we're going to do that. I know that relieves some levels of pressure. Make sure they get supplied. Now up here, we're still tenuous on supply to the north because we don't have a rail link here in the north. In the south, we do have rail links are coming through here. Okay, so we need to take Toul here eventually if we're going to push to Paris. Well, unless we get Metz, just we'll see. Okay, 3, 5. Yeah, I don't think we should delay our attacks more. You take the punishment, keep the volume of speed of movement up. Okay. For that town anyways. To the forest there. Now we've got the artillery coming here, so let's move you up to here. Let's move you to here. They've come down to here. Well, now if we start just pushing across here, we're going to run into another supply issue. So we're not going to do quite that. But hopefully with getting this rail link coming down to here. No, I think we need to push like this. About the artillery. Keep it where he is for the moment. Again, if you're sort of late here, these hexes with the green stars here, which is the only one we haven't got, once we get them occupied, every turn there's like a 20% chance, I think it is, that the garrison here will just surrender. It's, I guess, just a die roll. Right, okay. Up by 1. That will get us some. Next turn will be the attack turn. Make sure we don't lose that, even for a moment. Okay, we'll come down into the forest there. These guys will... We should have moved them first. Get that well organized up. Turn their flank a bit. Now we have 2 brigades up there, yes. Well, these are, yeah, okay, landwehr brigades, good. Yeah, I think here will be good. And there we go. That's pushing them fairly deep inside. Other stray units that I may have lost. I don't think so. I know we have these guys covering down here just to keep the French honest and not have them push in on us. Next turn we'll see about reinforcing some of these and push again there. That they can, and they did rail in that unit there, but they can't move any rail to here, so I don't think they'll get there in time to defend that, and that will secure our sort of flank through the forest here. All right, that looks pretty good. We just gotta continue to swing forces around and deal with this. All right. Maybe I should have bought some units. I don't know. Probably. They moved in artillery. Well, no, they're withdrawing artillery, because that artillery, I think, was over here. Oh, well, they did make it here. Damn. Guess they were marching. It may have been a forced march. Oh, wow, I wanted that town. I wanted St. Di. Well, I guess since they forced march, they're not in very good shape. And we're going to do that there. Okay. Now here, we've got some shells. We can see down here in the lower corner, you can see their readiness and morale are going down, as well as their overall strength. I think we're going to take us a while before we're ready to attack anything else again, so let's just use the shells. There we go. Hmm. Let's take a look at the supply situation. Okay, that's how it currently is. Next turn it'll be sort of like that if we don't change anything by taking some. So they slightly outrun the supplies coming through here, but we'll see about taking like that and improving it a little bit, I guess. So mentioning that, maybe I can't. I don't want to give up on this position here. Well, here. They survived. Now I don't know, but now we'll use the cavalry to move in and now use the other two shells. There we go. They'll move like that. These guys are moving up this way. We'll move these two artillery pieces up and take Tool with them. Hello, Retro Fan 100. Yes, this is Strategic Command American Civil War, but released today for it free a DLC of covering the Franco-Prussian War. So if you already have Strategic Command American Civil War, this is out today free, or it may, if you're interested in it, you may think about buying the base, getting the game to be able to play it again, free DLC. So, and everyone who's, if you're not a long-time, follower here, on Slithering TV, I don't think we do enough of this. Just by watching, you can earn free games and DLCs. Just follow the channel. And the more live streams you watch, you'll earn the Slith coins, and you can redeem them in for the free games and DLCs. And you can just scroll down and see the Slith store. Click that, open up a new link, and read the details and what's currently available for free once you get enough of the coins. It takes a while. I mean, it's not like you get a free game in 10 minutes of watching or anything like that, but okay. Supply again. That actually looks fairly decently supplyable. Now we're coming down here on rails, so yeah, let's do want to take St. Di to really hold here effectively. Down here to Rambervillers. Yes, this is the Franco-Prussian War in the 1870 to 71. So, technologically, sure, both sides primarily had, breech loading weapons, the Chassepot with a metallic cartridge, single shot bolt action rifle, the Dreise needle rifle, the needle it's a cartridge, a paper cartridge that you breech load, you put into it. And it has a weird needle firing pin that goes sort of deep into the paper cartridge to hit the primer. Sort of a weird idea. So it's not like muzzle loaders, which were the most common in the American Civil War. They did have the Spencer rifle and the few early Henrys, and breech loaders were starting out there, but still most in the North and the South still had muzzle loaders that rifled, but muzzle loaders. So it's very similar technology. Trains, so the engine works pretty well, shall we say? I guess is my point here. Cancel. Okay. Yeah. Let's purchase. So I think it works well with translating the game. On the engine, and I believe there's a bunch of other DLCs. I don't know specifically for the American Civil War game, but I know the Strategic Command, there's a lot of DLCs. Not DLC, mods for it. Sorry. Well, there are DLCs for the other Strategic Command games too, but oh yeah, K. Cole. I think it's good. A good representation. I don't know if quite you get to have the grand battles that like the Battle of Sedan or whatever quite effectively. My favorite so far of this, I think all of the Strategic Commands, whether it's Strategic Command World War II, War in Europe, or the World War II, World at War, or the Strategic Command World War I, or the American Civil War, my favorite is World War I. I think the engine, the style lends itself to World War I the best. And we're gonna move you this way. We're gonna move you to occupy here. You're gonna come up and do that. And of the World War I, the two DLCs, the Ludendorff Offensive and the Schlieffen-Plan sort of divisional base games are my favorites so far. Those are my favorites of the Strategic Command games, and I really think it does the best job in that with the engine that they're using here. The others are good, for sure, to very good, but I really think they're getting into no attack there. Yeah, getting into greatness when you're talking to World War I games. So that's my evaluation. If you're at all interested in these kinds of things. Hello, Mr. Cavtastic. How you doing? Or Cav? Yeah, Tastic. Particularly the Paris scenario is fun. Yeah. So yeah. So that's how I evaluate these games, because and I'll I know the developers not well, but I know the developers, they do a very good job. But I have my favorites of their games. So if you're interested in this type of thing, I look at myself here as a presenter. I'm presenting the game for you, and it's up to you whether you think it's worth buying it. I'm not trying to sell you the game. I'm just trying to say here it is and what it's like. and you can then determine if it's something you want to see about getting. Prince Imperial escapes to Belgium. Okay, I don't know if that's an improvement. Maybe over the Paris mob, yeah. Okay, field artillery. So where can we deploy this? Only there. Okay, in any one of these. Well, it doesn't really matter. We're going to move it by train. So make sure you deploy it onto and siege artillery on railways, so it can just get to wherever. At this point, I don't plan on walking those to the front there. Now here, oh well, I guess they're still gonna. I thought maybe because let's see. Oh, they can make it down. So let's. Oh, there. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, they got pushed all the way back to there. For the moment, we'll see about stopping there. Somehow they got that artillery from here over to there. Don't know how that happened. Automatically, maybe. You need to get his colophons or confans or whatever. Okay. HQ, don't know whose HQ that is. Yeah. Do that. They can shoot back, the HQs are just did, but they can't attack. Okay, this is Bazanin, he the guy that I sort of am accusing of being somewhat delusional. That, not that he'd be delusional in the basic sense of reality, but that he could have some sort of political solution in which he sort of got out of the trap or whatever that he was in. That, I think, is delusional. Oh, well, yeah, this is my main block. So, look at the forces I have, and I'm now being paranoid about supply. Okay, enough supply. Sending them back. They come here, they come here. They have secondary supplies, so they won't just starve if I just cut them off. So we want to. We don't need them rails transporting in a bunch of reinforcements or anything. And so next turn we'll have artillery to pound them. Again, being paranoid after getting those other cavalry units sort of stuck. Keep these occupied because we're getting ready to occupy that. And that will be an important position. Not sure the technical definition, whether we just simply have to control the territory or whether we have to actually occupy the town. I'm not sure, but I'm erring on the side of caution, as it were. I think we need to bring a few of these up to strength because we're going to bash on that and weaken a few of these other units. This side. So if these guys, well, these guys look like they're getting closer. We spotted them, they're good. Just keeps them sort of honest from coming in to our cavalry, or no, to our artillery park there. Between these infantry units and the artillery, I think we'll be able to take them in a few turns, make sure we get all of that done. All right. Is there anything here that I really sort of forgot about? Oh, can these guys? Yeah, they can just move. They can't. Reinforce. No, I don't need to do a 1-for-1. Okay. Okay. Lots of MPP. And they march to there. Right, you got your artillery barrage. They're attacking you there. I was hoping the river would be a little better protection, but still. Okay. Gambetta leaves Paris to organize resistance in the provinces. Okay. Well, we're not quite yet. Maybe we're behind schedule. I don't know what the exact schedule here is. Division. Okay. Is that the... No, okay, we can put in other locations. But yeah, if we're going to rail them out, we might as well put them up here. World War I is my favorite epoch in history. Oh, very interesting. I played strategic a few times, but to end all the wars is good. I've not played the other one. Now, if you have Strategic Command World War I, there's 2 DLCs that I highly recommend that are free for it. So I'm not trying to sell you on anything. So if you have check out the Schlieffen Plan DLC, which turns it into a divisional scale game instead of cores and big, and it just looks at the Schlieffen Plan. And then there's the Ludendorff offensive, which is later in the war. Those 2 are my favorites, and those are really good with the engine and the way it is. So again, you can check out the playthroughs on my YouTube channel if you want, but I highly recommend those. If you haven't played those, at least give them a start and try. It may not be for you, you may not like them, but they're definitely something that I would recommend for that. Okay, now here we're going to use all 8 shells here. Brought it down by 1. These are cheaper than using the MPP up of units after they get damaged for you know, assaulting these fortifications. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, good. There we go. So now what's important here is we have this railing coming all the way through here, now through up here, which will supply us. And that is important. Got them spotted. And so it begins that we move up against them. Yeah, because they both attacked. Used up a lot of their action points. Well, we'll move the one that's not on the rails first. Down here. Okay, well. Okay. St. Di is where I wanted to be with this force. I'm going to move these up. It's the end of this railway here. So we don't need them, you know, affecting our supplies here, and I don't think they can easily move through these hills and forests to flank us out with whatever they're likely to have. We probably have too many forces if we're going to just... So I'm going to... Okay. We're going to see about next turn. No, we're going to... okay, well. We'll see about next turn taking them down. May not have been the best move. Now here, let's see what we can do. We can get it with just the forces available here. Yeah, I think we can. Okay, great. Now we have this completely surrounded. That is good. Nope. We can see how limited, even though we have supply, but it's just not enough to really keep these guys at good strength up there just yet. So we gotta clear out some more of this. Do we need to get Verdun? Well, we could, because I'm looking here, we could maybe come through this way up along here without Verdun. So I don't know that we need to worry about Verdun. I think it would be maybe better to bypass it now that we've cleared out down here. Right, okay. That doesn't mean we don't want to have forces. Greening everything. I'm going to make a bet that the AI isn't going to... May have not been useful. Isn't going to come out and attack my artillery. I'm just making that bet. But I do think we need to take mercy here. There's no one scheduled to come after me, so I'm going to let this go a little bit longer than scheduled. It's when I really like my fellow streamers here. They're all a bunch of great guys, so I wouldn't want to cut into any of their time if there was anybody after me. But since there isn't today, I'll go a little long. Okay, that's looking painful. That's very painful. Well, at least we got the position here, and yeah. I'm retreating again. Okay, I'm going to take at least one of these divisions here next turn and move it somewhere else. This guy doesn't need to tie up 3 of my, well, brigades, but yeah. All right. These guys ready? No, they're not ready to be moved. Okay, we have a lot of MPP. We have some divisions and some siege artillery coming. Let's. Gambetta arrives at Orleans and secures position of war minister. All right, down here at Orleans. Ouch. Hopefully that ambush. Well, it's a little bit on our side more than theirs, but yeah. At least the AI messed up a little bit with that ambush. Right, okay. Now down here, we are like really not in good shape. Okay. Oh. Okay, well. for this turn. Okay, so that's fairly well secured. I'm sure there's at least one more infantry brigade there now. Okay, well, we'll wait to the end. I want to wait to the end to move the strategic units. So we'll see about that in a moment. Well, that solves this supply problem in here because they're going to get supplies down by that railway link. I guess. Really effective if you actually kill the unit. And I didn't even with that kill the unit, damn. Oh, this could do it. Kill it. There we go. You want to take it off the tape. Okay, I think we'll leave Epinal alone. I don't know that we need that. Well, these guys are so weak, I want to leave them near in high supply areas to get them resupplied. These guys back here, okay. Do that. I don't think we need him there, so let's move him off. Forward. If they just strike out, these guys will get some artillery support, so that'll be helpful. Okay. Now. Okay. Paris is still our sort of, well, is our next big objective, so let's come to here with you. And see, do we have a fortress here that we really sort of need to take? Could drop down to here and attack them with the guns and artillery. I think we're going to be doing there. No, I think we need to keep our eye on the prize as it keep pushing that way. Now here, you're the one that's on the railway, so let's move you here, and you can come here. Much further up to here. Yeah, that'd be good. You've still got these guys that are heavily damaged, but they're We'll hold St. Di there. I think effectively hold the flanks. Maybe I will buy some board World War One. I lost my interest about World War Two a few years ago, and I think World War One is more interesting than World War Two. Okay, well there I have to disagree with you. I'm fascinated by World War Two. I'm not trying to downplay, that you should be interested in World War One, and I understand you may get bored with something and want to do something new. I totally get that, but yeah, no, it just World War Two fascinates me beyond World War One, by leaps and bounds. I have become more interested in it over the years, World War One, but yeah, it just no, it just I'm a World War Two fanatic. Okay, so let's give the French their turn. Okay, Frank terror activity in Nancy. All right. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, just disrupting our MPP supply income, I guess. All right. Yeah, so we collect a little less. They're moving troops around via railroad. Shooting at my artillery, or shooting at my cavalry with their artillery. Okay, we've got some. Yeah, okay, well. All right. Well,